Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And this channel is all about bringing ancient wisdom into modern life. Because let's be honest, our ancestors dealt with the same struggles we do, just without smartphones. Today, we're diving into the mind of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king who ruled the Roman Empire while literally writing one of history's greatest self-help books, Meditations. But here's the thing. He wasn't writing it for us. He was writing it for himself. These were his private journal entries, his personal pep talks for getting through brutal days of war, plague, betrayal, and the weight of an empire on his shoulders. So if he could handle that, we can definitely handle our bad days. Let's get into it.
Principle 1. The Morning Ritual. All right, first piece of advice, and this one's going to sting a little. Marcus Aurelius advises that every morning you should prepare yourself for difficult people and challenging situations. Here's the actual quote. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's super pessimistic. But hear me out. Marcus isn't being negative, he's being prepared. Marcus is saying, don't let your day be ruined by predictable human behavior. Someone's going to cut you off in traffic. A coworker might take credit for your idea. Your internet will probably go out during an important call. So, here's what you do. Every morning, spend just 30 seconds, literally half a minute, acknowledging that today might bring challenges. Not to be negative, but to be unshakable when they arrive. When that rude customer shows up or that criticism comes through, you're like, yep, Marcus said you'd be here. I'm ready. This simple mental shift takes you from victim mode to warrior mode. Principle 2. Control what you can control. This is probably Marcus's most famous idea. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. There are things you control and things you don't. And spending emotional energy on things you can't control is like trying to empty the ocean with a bucket. Let me give you a modern example. It's 2025. You're scrolling social media. Everyone's posting their highlight reel, their promotions, their perfect relationships, their abs. And you're sitting there in your pajamas, eating cereal at 3 p.m., feeling like a failure. But here's the truth. You can't control what other people post. You can't control what they achieve. You can't even control what the algorithm shows you. What can you control? Whether you keep scrolling or close the app. How you interpret what you see. What actions you take toward your goals today. Your own effort, attitude, and choices. Marcus ruled the most powerful empire in the world, and even he couldn't control everything. Barbarians invaded, plagues spread, trusted advisors betrayed him. But he could control his response, his integrity, his effort, his perspective. So next time you're stressed, ask yourself, can I control this? If yes, make a plan. If no, let it go and focus on what you can change. Write this question on a sticky note. Put it on your desk. It's a game changer.
Principle 3 is where Marcus gets really spicy. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles aren't just obstacles. They're opportunities disguised as problems. You ever notice how your best growth comes from your worst moments? You didn't learn time management until you missed a major deadline. You didn't prioritize your health until the doctor gave you a warning. You didn't find your real friends until the fake ones left. The obstacle was the way forward. Marcus himself faced this constantly. There was a massive plague during his reign, the Antonine Plague, killing millions. Did he quit? Did he hide? No, he saw it as a test of his leadership and philosophy. The crisis became the proving ground for his principles. Here's how to apply this. When something goes wrong this week, and trust me, something will, don't immediately think, why is this happening to me? Instead ask, what is this teaching me? What is this making possible? Got rejected from a job? Maybe it's pushing you towards something better aligned with your skills. Got your heart broken? Maybe it's teaching you what you actually need in a partner. Got injured and can't work out? Maybe it's time to explore meditation, reading, or skills you've neglected. The obstacle isn't ruining your path. It is your path. It's redirecting you, strengthening you, teaching you, but only if you choose to see it that way.
Principle 4. Practice negative visualization. All right, this next one sounds dark, but stick with me, because it's actually incredibly freeing. Marcus regularly practiced something called negative visualization. Basically, he'd imagine losing everything, his power, his health, his loved ones, to appreciate what he had while he had it. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. Now, I can hear some of you saying, that's morbid, that's depressing. But is it? Think about how you treat people when you realize you might lose them. Think about how you appreciate your health after you've been sick. Think about how good your morning coffee tastes when you've gone without it. Here's a simple version you can try. Once a week, imagine losing something you take for granted. Your home, your phone, your ability to walk. Not to torture yourself, but to realize, I have this now. How can I appreciate it? How can I use it? How can I honor it? This practice completely changed how I interact with my family. When I imagine not having these conversations, these moments, these ordinary Tuesday dinners, suddenly they're not ordinary anymore. They're precious. Marcus knew he was mortal. He knew Rome would outlast him. He knew his time was limited. So he didn't waste it on petty arguments or mindless distractions. Neither should you. That project you're putting off, that person you need to forgive, that dream you're waiting for the right time to pursue. The right time is now. Because negative visualization reminds us we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Principle 5. Do the work that nature demands. Final principle, and it's beautifully simple. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain about if I'm going to do what I was born for? Marcus is asking, what were you built for? And are you doing it? You weren't built to scroll endlessly. You weren't built to complain about things you won't change. You weren't built to live someone else's life or chase someone else's definition of success. You were built to create, to contribute, to grow, to connect. So here's the question to ask yourself. What's my work? Not your job necessarily, but your purpose. Maybe it's raising good humans. Maybe it's building something. Maybe it's helping others heal. Maybe it's making art. Maybe it's solving problems. Whatever it is, Marcus says, do that. Stop procrastinating on the thing that matters. Stop getting distracted by the noise. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you dive into email, ask, what's the one thing I'm here to do today? What's the work that nature demands of me? And then do it. Not perfectly, not after you feel motivated. Just do it. Because Marcus wasn't always motivated either. He literally had to write himself notes to get out of bed. But he did the work anyway. And that's what separated him from every other emperor. He did the inner work of becoming worthy of his position. All right, I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 5 principles resonated most? Which one are you going to try tomorrow morning? Let me know below. And if you found this valuable, do me a favor. Hit that like button so YouTube knows to share this with more people who need it. If you want more ancient wisdom for modern life, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and remember, the obstacle is the way. I'll see you in the next one.